Hi there, the name is Desmond, Director of Engineers, Royal Kingdom Estate. Exactly a week ago, we came to you promising you that we're going to finish our office expansion within 3 weeks. Well, is it achievable? We are here exactly 7 days after our last shoot to let you know or to showcase to you what has happened within the last 7 days. We have 40 more days to go. Is that feat achievable? Stay right here. We'll keep you updated. Thank you. In our last episode, we introduced you to the substructure of what we're doing, introduced you to the various types of foundation that we're trying to use to be able to achieve our fit in expanding the office space. So one of the first things we did was to use what we call the DPM or the damp-proof membrane. I'll explain that shortly. But the reason why it's a necessity for an area like this, we are building around cantonments. Buildings around cantonments, Chado, Labadi, and all areas closer to the sea have a high chance of being infected with what we call damp rising. We will be talking about that in our subsequent episodes and then explain how to be able to help solve. We have seen various solutions, but they are normally short-lived. We will be looking at long-term solutions as we proceed. So what we did was to spread a polythene sheet. What you're seeing here is one of them, a polythene sheet underneath the concrete material. That's the DPM before the concrete is put on it. Again, before we start with our superstructure, we are using the same sheets all over. We call them now it changes from DPM to DPC. It's now a damp-proof course. It's supposed to be able to take care of dampness and then damp rising as well. And the next thing we are equally doing, if you looked at our mortar, you can see we have chemicals. We have chemicals that we are mixing in the mortar to be able to fight any kind of dampness or any form of damp rising in what we are doing here. So the mortar is treated, is high in water cement ratio, and it's able to help any of the things that we are going to do here so that the office is built well. The office will be able to last the test of time without having to treat any form of damp rising in the near future. So I will take you through what is happening here. That's our entrance over there, and it leads you. So when you come in now, we're no longer going to use here as our office space. We're not going to use this space into the office. And then we have the reception just after where we are, where the gentleman is working. The reception is going to be here. Then we have a door here that leads to the director's office. This is going to be his new office. You see the setup very soon. Then there is another office to the manager's office. This is the manager's office over here. So basically, this is what is going to happen over here. We are still looking at adding 1 or 2 changes to what we're doing, but you'll be seeing them. So what he is doing is he is kindly checking for the level of the block wall. We want to ensure the block wall is straight. So we check on that one, and then equally, we use the builder square to check if we have a square in the building that we are doing. If it is not square, then we have to know that there is an issue somewhere. Again, I will be speaking to joints. This is a block indent. What happens is that this block goes in, the next one comes on top, the next one goes in. It's an indent to ensure that we have a very good bonding. This is day 3 that we started with our superstructure, and already we're done with the block works. What we're doing now is to box them to receive the concrete. Now, in every building, the pillars and the beams are the main conduciers in a building. They are the main agents that are supposed to carry the workload on the project. So we don't joke with them. Now, if you look at what is happening, we are putting the new one, we are adjoining it to the existing one. Previously, we had a hanging beam over here. We have taken it down. You can see our columns or our pillars. Also, we are chiseling them to be able to pave way for the design. This POP works is going to come down shortly, and then we'll be joining it to the new one. I just want to speak a bit about the iron rods that we're using here. These are mild steel. They are not high tensile. I'll be explaining the rods again as we proceed. We have various types of rods that are used. We have the I-beams, we have the mild steel, and then we have the high tensile. But for a structure like this, where we are not flowing, the structural engineer instructed that we use a 12 mm rods with an 8 mm stirrups or links. If it were to be a story building, we'll be looking at a 16 mm with perhaps a 10 mm stirrups or rings. So I'll be explaining as we go in. And the rings are supposed to be so firm that you should be able to climb on them without any issue. Stay tuned, stay right here, and we'll bring you more. In discussing the superstructure, we have made some significant progress over the last couple of days. What we've done is to cast all our columns. All our columns are casted, and we have been able to join the new one to the existing structure. I've already spoken about the expansion and contraction, so they are all hidden in there to be able to serve as a separation between the old structure and the new one. And we equally have our lintel. The lintel is primarily a reinforced concrete. And what we're doing is, for all our concrete material, we use the batching 1:2:4, which means 1 part of cement, 2 parts of sand, and 4 parts of stones. Others may choose to use 1:3:6. It depends on the strength of concrete that you want to have in your construction. So primarily the lintel is supposed to serve as help the opening for our doors and our windows. And at the same time, you can see that we have our conduit boxes with our pipes already inserted in. We equally are working on the old structure. What we're doing is to fix a beam over here. So the beam is, we had a drop-down beam in the right here. We realized that it was too short for the kind of things that we're doing here. So we took it down and we have raised the beam up high so that the rafters can be able to sit on top of them as we make progress. Thank you so much.